YouTube. Hi, wonderful. So I am here live on YouTube and on Facebook. So if I'm looking back and forth, you'll know why. I'm just going to try and put you in a better position because I need to plug in my battery. Everyone, I expect this is going to be quite a long lesson today. So make sure you are sitting comfortably, that you have something to drink, just like I have. Ta-da! And you're ready to learn English. So remember, this is a respectable class and we're all here to be helpful to one another. So I will not put up with any bad comments or nastiness. Your comments will not be read out, you will just be removed. So that's just to be said at the beginning, so you know. If you don't want to learn English, then you can just sign off. But otherwise, if you want to learn English, you want to improve, then stay tuned because I have a lot of material that I want to share with you today. So on Wednesdays, my classes are all about vocabulary. And it's all about improving your vocabulary, teaching you some potentially new words, new phrasal verbs, and new idioms. All right? So today I'm asking the question, what's in my head? So, obviously, your head is your anatomy. It's this thing on top of your shoulders, on top of your neck is your head. Now, if you say to put something on your head, if you put something on your head, then you are literally putting something on top of your head. So for example, a hat would go on your head. Your hair is on your head. Your hair is growing out of your head. If you play football, you might say, on me head. That's a little bit, what's the word? Not so much standard English. So a Cockney might say, on me head, or a Northerner might say, on me head. And it means send the ball to my head so that I can head it. So you're going to hit the ball with your head, that's a header. And you've asked for that by saying, on my head or on me head. Okay? So you put a hat on your head, you have hair on your head, and you hit the football on your head. What else? If you fall over onto the floor and you hit your head, then you've landed on your head. So if you're telling a story about an incident or an accident that you had, you might say, I landed on my head. Or if something lands on your head, like if you are unlucky and birds are flying over the top of you, sometimes if you're very unlucky, it's happened to me 3 times, a bird has pooed on my head 3 times. So bird poo landed on my head. So just remember that preposition, on your head, on my head. A bird has pooed on my head 3 times. Some people say it's lucky, but I think it's very unlucky. Now, some people will talk about something in your head. And so I might say to you, for example, what's going on in your head? What is going on in your head? And that means, what thoughts are you going through? What's happening in here? What's on your brain? What's on your mind? But I say, in your head. What's going on in your head? I don't know what's got into my head. I don't know what's got into my head. I don't know why I'm thinking like this. I don't know what's got into my head. Or I've got a song stuck in my head. The song is stuck in my head. However, if you use the word mind for the same purpose, you would say on my mind. So I have a song in my head. I have a song on my mind. In my head, on my mind. So that's one to remember. I don't know what's got into my head, but I have a song stuck in my head. I have a song stuck on my mind. This song has been on my mind all day. Good. Okay, so in my mind, in my head, on my head, I might say to you that I have a bad head. Oh, I have such a bad head this morning. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, particularly with my physical head, but it means I have a headache, usually because you have been drinking too much alcohol. So this is called a hangover. If you have a hangover, then you have a bad head. So, are you all right today? Oh no, I've got a bad head. I've got a very bad head today. That means you have a headache because you drank too much alcohol. Okay, let me have a look at some of the comments that are coming through now. Hello in Syria. Hello in Algeria. Kurdistan. Oh, my computer is very hot. The fan's going crazy. Hello in Thailand. Someone's asking, what does hat mean? A hat is an item of clothing that you wear on your head. So it might be a cap. It might be a woolly hat. It'll keep your head nice and warm. It might be a pretty hat that you wear for a special occasion, like a wedding. Someone's saying, ma'am, do you reply to comments? I try to reply to as many comments as I can, but as you can see already there's been 135 comments on Facebook and goodness knows how many comments on YouTube, and I can't answer everybody. There's just not enough time. Okay, so some of you don't drink alcohol. I don't actually drink alcohol very much either, and so I don't get a bad head very often because I don't really drink. And if you don't drink alcohol, then you're lucky because you won't get a bad head either. All right, let's have a look at some of the comments on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Hi in Ukraine. Hi in Jordan. Fito's asking United or City, you're meaning football. When I lived in Manchester, and I did follow football a little bit, I supported United, but I don't really follow football anymore. Hello in Brazil, in Thailand. Oh, you might wear a helmet on your head. A helmet is a protective type of hat. Very hard, it protects your head when you're cycling or doing skiing, snowboarding, any kind of dangerous sports. Hello in Turkey. I have been to Turkey, I'm not sure if I've been to that exact place. Hello in Taiwan, hello in Colombia, Peru. Goodness, what a wonderful collection of different nationalities we have here. Hello in Poland. Sergio's asking, do I have a headache? No, I don't have a headache today, thank you. Wonderful. Okay, let's carry on with the lesson because like I said, this is going to be a very long lesson today. Fito is asking for the difference between neither and either. One is for positive phrases and one is for negative phrases. I don't like it. Me neither. I like... it's hard to explain. If you Google, so if you have any particular questions that aren't related to what we're covering today, the best thing is either send me a private message on Facebook, is the best bet, and I will answer you properly, or Google it. That's really easy. So let's try and keep on track and carry on with different phrases we hear with the word head. So you might go head to head. You might go head to head. So last night we went head to head. This means to have direct competition. To have direct competition with someone. So if two fighters in a boxing match are lining up. They're going head to head. They're going head to head. They're going into direct competition. If you are trying to get a job and you make it down to the last two candidates, so everybody else has been removed from the consideration, removed from the race, and two people are left, both fighting for the job, you could say, we're going head to head for this job. We're going head to head for this job. I hope you can still all see me all right on YouTube. It's telling me I have a bad connection. Always the problem with connection. Okay, so that's head to head, direct competition. You might phone up a restaurant and say, do you offer a set menu? And they say, yes, we offer a set menu. How much is it per head? How much is it per head? And this means how much is it per person? How much is it per person for the set menu? Or you might be talking about an experience. Maybe you're going go-karting or just doing something. Maybe you're going climbing or anything like that. And you would say, how much per head? How much per person? It's the same thing, interchangeable. Somebody can be the head, which means they are the leader. So you might have the head of the household. The head of the household is whoever makes the most money and whoever is in charge, whoever looks after the family and the house and makes the decisions for the family and the house. So traditionally, in the old days, it was always the man was the head of the house. The husband, the father, he made all the decisions. These days, in the UK, it's not so much just the man. Sometimes it's the woman is the person who makes the most money, the person who makes the decisions for the house. So the head, but you can also be the head of a company, and you could be the head of a group of people. So the head of the team, or the head of the division. Let's see, are you still with me on YouTube? Are you still with me? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Nobody's commenting. I don't know if anyone's watching on YouTube. If the connection is too bad or not, I don't know. Is anybody on Facebook also watching on YouTube by any chance? And can you tell me if the broadcast is working on both? That would be really helpful. Can somebody just let me know if it's also working on YouTube? That would be really, really helpful. Okay, so while I'm waiting for someone to let me know about that, I will... Amar says no. So no, it's not working on YouTube, is that right? Is that what you're saying? If someone can give me a complete sentence rather than just yes, no. I'm so glad this is live because it is so courageous. Oh, good, I'm glad you're liking it. I'm watching on Facebook. Can someone just check on YouTube to see if this is working on YouTube? Because all it says to me, YouTube is working. Mihail, thank you very much. Okay, all right then, I will carry on. Although I just can't see, I've got no comments coming through on YouTube, so I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let me carry on. So we have head. Something might come to a head, or you might say it came to a head. It came to a head. And this means it kind of comes to a turning point, or it comes to a climax. The discussions came to a head when she announced her retirement, or the couple came to a head when they finally discussed their problems. It came to a head, it's a turning point. Then we have the movements that you make with your head. So you might nod your head. I nod my head to mean yes. I shake my head to mean no. He shook his head. She was nodding her head. If I do my head like this, I'm tilting my head. She tilted her head. Tilting my head. What else do? We roll our head. To do this is to roll your head. Okay. Came to a head, shake head, tilt head, roll head. If someone says you have a big head or calls you big-headed, that's not a good thing. To be big-headed is to be overly confident. Sorry, my hair is such a mess. I keep playing with it because I washed it and I didn't brush it very well. To be big-headed is to be overly confident in a bad way, to be quite arrogant. So you don't want to be called big-headed. And you don't really want to call someone big-headed unless they are actually, in fact, quite arrogant and big-headed. So it's quite insulting to call someone big-headed. Big-headed. Wonderful. Okay. So you might talk about heading off. I'm sorry, I've got to head off. I've got to head off, which is I've got to leave. I've got to go. So you could say that my husband will be heading off in 5 minutes. My husband will be leaving in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. You might say that someone is head and shoulders above the rest. If you are head and shoulders above the rest, above the others, then you are superior. You are much better. You are not just a little, but a lot. You're much better. So my newest student was head and shoulders above the others. So my newest student was much better, was far superior than my other students, you could say. Okay. Someone might say that they are head over heels. Now, there's two meanings for this. Generally, head over heels could mean rolling forward. So I fell and I went head over heels. Literally is to roll forward. So your head goes over and then your heels come over your head. So to go head over heels. So I went head over heels. I was walking down the hill and I went head over heels. I fell and rolled forwards. But most of the time when someone says, I am head over heels, or he, she is, they are head over heels, it means they are in love. It means they are completely and utterly in love. They are head over heels in love. But you don't always need to use the extra words. You don't need to say in love for people to understand your meaning. You could just say, he's head over heels. They are head over heels. And we will know what you mean. It means they are in love. I like that one. Someone might tell you to keep your head. Keep your head. I need to keep my head. This means to stay calm. So you keep everything in check. Everything is calm and you think about everything properly without going crazy. So you keep your head. You keep your head. I'm not seeing any on YouTube, so I'm sorry guys if you can't see this. I hope you can. It says I'm still broadcasting. It just says the connection is poor, so I don't know. Oh, okay, now I'm seeing some comments. Oh, Dor, that's a great suggestion, to keep your head down. Your parents or your teacher might tell you, or your friends might tell you to keep your head down. This generally means, if someone says generally, just keep your head down, it means to keep a low profile. Don't draw attention to yourself. Keep your head down. So you're literally going, so you're not drawing attention to yourself. So keep your head down. You could also say, get your head down. So get your head down means get some sleep. Get your head down. Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning, unpleasant comments are not welcome and you will be blocked from the channel. just so you know. Anyway, so you get your head down is to get some sleep. You might say that something is on your head. And this is different to having a hat on your head. You might say, if this all goes wrong, it's on my head. If bad things happen, it's on my head or it's on your head. And this means it's your fault or it's your responsibility. So everything's gone wrong. It's on your head, not mine. It's your fault, not mine. It's your responsibility, not my responsibility. It's on your head. Yes, so I've had another suggestion. People might say, where's your head at? Where's your head at? This means you're not focusing. You're daydreaming. Pay attention. Where's your head at? You're not present in this situation. Wake up. Okay. And for those of you who don't know my name is Anna. So there you go. My name is Anna and I am British. Okay, so on your head, your responsibility, you might be told that it's over your head, or I might say, oh, it goes over my head. It's over my head. That means I don't really understand it. So the rules of baseball, it's over my head. I don't really understand it. I can't really comprehend it. It's over your head. It's over your head. So those of you asking where I'm from England, and that's where I live right now. That's where I live right now. So it's over your head. It's hard for you to understand. If people talk about putting their heads together, it means they're going to discuss and plan together. So if you tell me that I need to create a story, so if you say you need to create a story and I say, okay, I'm going to call my friend and we're going to put our heads together and we'll come up with a new story. Okay, so to put your heads together is to consult or plan together. So that's all I've got to say about head. Let's see if there are any other head phrases, idioms, phrasal verbs that you've come up with. Go ahead. Go ahead is slightly different. You've got ahead, which is one word, not separate. That means that you have permission. Oh yes, go ahead, do it. Or to go in front of. My friend went ahead of me. My friend went before me. If something is stuck in your head, then it's something that you keep thinking about. So a song, for example, might get stuck in your head. If someone says it's all in your head, it's all in your head, it means you're imagining things. You're imagining things. If it's all in your head, you've imagined it. So if I say, I think there's somebody following me. I've been walking through town and I think someone is following me. My friend might say, no, it's all in your head. It means you're imagining things. It's not real. Oh, another good one by Door. If you're lightheaded, if you're feeling lightheaded, I felt lightheaded this morning actually. If you feel lightheaded, it means you're a bit dizzy. To feel lightheaded, woo, like your head is floating. To be lightheaded. So some of you are asking for the YouTube channel. The link to my YouTube channel, for those of you on Facebook, is in the description of this video, along with all the other things that I offer. My Instagram page, for example, every day on Instagram I'm doing a new pronunciation exercise. So if you want to improve your English pronunciation, then do come and join me on Instagram. The link is in the description box of both these videos. Fantastic. Okay, let's move on from head. Hola, for those of you who have joined. Hola in Spain and Argentina. Okay, let's carry on. So obviously on the front of my head I have a face. My face. You can have the face of anything, the face of a building, the face of a cliff. It just means the front of, the front of. So what different phrases do we have with the word face? Well, we have to face up to something. To face up to something. If I'm facing up to something, it means I'm admitting or accepting something. I'm admitting or accepting something. So if I've been doing a job that I haven't been doing very well, and my business is failing, and everybody knows that the business is failing, but I ignore it and I say, no, I'm going to keep working, and I keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm ignoring the fact that my business is failing. I'm not facing up to the fact that my business is failing. And my colleagues might say, listen, Anna, you need to face up to the fact that the business isn't working. The business is failing. You need to face up to it. So it means I need to accept it. I need to admit it. Face up to. You can also have a face-off. Me and my boyfriend faced off on Friday. It means you have a confrontation. If two people face off, they're literally face to face, and they have an argument. You didn't do the washing up. Well, you never empty the bins. They're having a face-off. They're facing off. Okay. So face up to, face off. You might be told you need to face the music. It's very similar to face up to. It's very similar to you need to admit, accept, you need to face the music. In fact, it's more about publicly accepting. So to face the music is to go and see your audience and say, look, this is what's happening. So if I know that my mum and dad are angry with me, maybe I did something bad at school. If I was a school child and I did something bad at school, and my mum and dad know about it because my teacher phoned them and said, your daughter has been very naughty today at school. She didn't do her homework. And my teacher says, I've spoken to your mum and dad. They're going to have a word with you when you get home. I will have to go home and face the music. I will have to go and admit to them and accept that I'm in trouble. So to face the music is to go and confront and accept what's happening, to face the music. Face to face. You might come face to face with someone. You might come face to face with something. You might come face to face with an animal, a person, a problem, a situation, and it means that you meet face to face. If I have a face-to-face meeting with a student, it's very different to having a Skype meeting. It means we meet in person. We come face to face. I could come face to face with my worst nightmare. That means if I meet a situation that I dread, a situation which I don't like, it would be my worst nightmare. Come face to face with. Okay? I'm just going to do a few more and then I'll look at your comments. If something flies in the face of, it goes against something. So if I make some rules and then something goes against those rules, it flies in the face of my rules. So if I have a rule that no one can wear bright colours in my house, and then someone walks into my house wearing bright orange, you could say that person flies in the face of Anna's rules. Flies in the face of. Flies in the face of. Okay, just two more and then I will look at comments. Okay, so if someone gets in my face, if I say, she got in my face, stop getting in my face. It means you're in my personal space. You're too close. Maybe you're just irritating me. Like, just get out of my face. You wouldn't say this in a formal situation, so you wouldn't say in work, just get out of my face, because it's quite informal and it's quite confrontational. So don't use it at work, but on a personal level, if someone is irritating you, if someone is in your personal space and they're getting on your nerves, you'd say, get out of my face. Stop getting in my face. Yes, it is a little bit rude. I don't use it, but it's something to be aware of. You could also hear someone saying in a competition, for example, football. If someone's playing football and they score a goal, the winning team might turn to the losing team and say, ah, in your face, ha ha ha, in your face. It means, it just means that they're flaunting, they're teasing, they're going, ha ha ha, we're better than you. They're teasing by saying, in your face. Again, it's not very polite, but in the spirit of competition, it's more acceptable. Okay, let's look at comments. So Paige keeps asking about queuing up to a ride. To queue is to stand in line. The continuous is to be queuing. I am queuing, he is queuing, we are queuing, they were queuing, we did queue. Okay? Okay, there you go, live again. Sorry YouTube, I had a slight stop in the broadcast there because someone was phoning me. It's probably the garage. My car is in the garage right now, and that was probably the mechanic saying, your car is fixed. Pay us lots of money. Oh dear. David, Bolivia 2, Argentina 0. In your face. Not in my face. You wouldn't tease yourself. You'd say, in your face. But remember, it's not overly polite, so be careful. Can I say I face a lot of problems with my studies? Yes. Stavri? Yes, you can say I face a lot of problems. I face a lot of problems. What else do we have? So one of you has said, talk to the face because the hand ain't listening. So the actual phrase is the actual phrase is the other way around. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. This is kind of a tongue-in-cheek phrase, meaning I'm not listening to you. You put your hand out so that they can look at the hand and say, talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. That's a very funny one. Well done. Okay. Yeah, some of you are talking about Brexit. Brexit is the United Kingdom leaving the EU, the European Union, which is unfortunate. It's not something that I agree with personally, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about it now. And yes, it's a very sad day for Britain as far as I'm concerned. But obviously there is a split in the UK about whether it's right or wrong. But let's talk about better things and not dwell on the bad things that are happening in the world. Okay, so saving face. Hakeem, that's a great suggestion that you've put there on Facebook. If you're saving face, let's have a look at a really good understanding of that particular. Just bear with me, saving face. I know what it means, but it's hard to explain sometimes. Saving face, definition. To be saving face is to avoid humiliation. I use it a bit differently to that. To save face. If you think something's going to be humiliating, then you don't do it. You save face. Okay, all right, I'm going to carry on. So, other than face, what else do we have on our head? On our face, we have our eyes. Our eyes. It sounds exactly the same as I. I am Anna, my eyes. I am my eyes. It's exactly the same pronunciation, so that's something to bear in mind. You have one eye, but a pair of eyes. One eye and a pair of eyes. Okay? So, if we're talking about sewing, and you use a needle to sew or to stitch, it's where you take cotton and you mend your clothing, perhaps. Your needle has a little hole, and the little hole is called the eye of the needle. The eye of the needle, a very small hole, the eye of the needle. You might say that someone has a good eye for something. So you might say, he has a good eye for fashion. She has a good eye for design. He has a good eye for emerging talent, and it means they have it means they make good judgments. They're good at it. They can see good things. They can spot good things. They have a good judgment for this. So he has a good eye for fashion. It means he's very good at fashion. He can see what looks good. Oh, one of you suggested the apple of my eye. Yes, that's a great expression. If someone is the apple of your eye, it's someone that you see as being beautiful and wonderful, someone you admire. So a father might say, my daughter is the apple of my eye. Someone who, every time I look at her, my eyes twinkle because she's so lovely and I love her so much. The apple of your eye. You might say that something has caught your eye. Something has caught your eye. It caught my eye. It means it got my attention. It got my attention. So while I was walking down the street, something in the shop window caught my eye. While I was walking through town, a young man caught my eye. A young man got my attention. One of you have suggested bullseye. Bullseye, that's a great one. A bullseye is either the very centre of a dartboard, if you play darts, where you throw darts at a dartboard, so a sport, and you hit the very centre of it, you get a bullseye. Bullseye. It's like the best prize. Bullseye. Oh, there's a great phrase. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It means that you can't say that something is or isn't beautiful because it depends on who's looking. So I might think that someone is beautiful, but someone else might think that that person is not beautiful. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You might say, when I walked into the supermarket, all eyes were on me. All eyes were on me. It means everyone was looking at me. All eyes were on me. Everyone was looking at me. You have the full attention of everybody. We regularly use the phrase eye to eye. And we normally say, we don't see eye to eye. Or we do see eye to eye. We get on very well. We see eye to eye. It means that you agree or you disagree. We don't see eye to eye. We disagree. So to see eye to eye or not to see eye to eye. Okay, people are asking me if I can type stuff down. It's very hard for me I can't do it on YouTube, but maybe someone can be my writer. So can somebody please write to see eye to eye, to see eye to eye. That'd be really helpful for everybody. To make eye contact, there's a good suggestion there on Facebook. To make eye contact is when your eye meets somebody else's eye. So when two of you look at each other, you make eye contact. You make eye contact. So you might say, I don't trust him. When he talks to me, he doesn't make eye contact. He doesn't look at me. He doesn't look me in the eye. He doesn't look me in the eye, and hopefully I won't stab myself in the eye with my pen. He doesn't look me in the eye. He doesn't make eye contact. If you get hit in the eye and your eye gets bruised, it becomes purple, black or blue, then you have a black eye. You have a black eye. You have a black eye. How did that happen? How did you get a black eye? To get a black eye. What else can we say? We can say, here's a word you might not have heard in this context. To clap eyes on someone. To clap eyes on someone. I haven't clapped eyes on you for a long time. Or, it's the same meaning, to lay eyes on someone. I haven't laid eyes on it for a while. Or to set eyes on. To set eyes. So if we're talking about a person, you could say, I haven't clapped eyes on you for ages. I haven't laid eyes on you for ages. I haven't set eyes on you for ages. Clap, lay, set. Clap, lay, set. It means you haven't seen someone for a long time. Ages means a long time. So I haven't clapped, I haven't laid, I haven't set. Okay, what are we saying? Oh, to keep an eye on. To keep an eye on means to watch. Could you keep an eye on my daughter while I go to work? Could you keep an eye on the comments while I do a live broadcast? Could you keep an eye on my food, which is cooking? Make sure it doesn't burn. It means to watch it. To watch it, to pay attention to it. Okay, if you are in the public eye, a lot of people are in the public eye. It means that you are on the, you're in the media a lot. It means that you're maybe on television. If you are, I guess that I'm in the public eye because I do a lot of posting on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. So I have a public profile. I am in the public eye. Let me just remove some of these unpleasant comments here and block these people who don't deserve to be here. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to do a few more of these and then I'll look at some comments from you guys. So if you have eyes for, this means you're interested in. So usually this is used in terms of liking a person. So you could say, she definitely has eyes for Fred. It means she's definitely interested in, she likes him more than just a friend. She has eyes for. Thank you. Hike979, thank you. Some very disgusting people in here right now. I'm just going to remove you. Apologies to those of you seeing these horrible comments. I'm trying to keep at the top of them. Oh dear me. Why do people have to be so disgusting? I don't know. Okay. Yeah. All right, apologies if you're seeing the unpleasantries that are coming through on YouTube. I'm trying to block them as much as I can. Some very sad people. Okay, so if you have eyes for someone, then you are interested in them. If you have your eyes on something, it also means that you're interested in it, but you're watching it. So it might be that I might say, I've got my eyes on this dress. It's very nice. It's a good price. I've got my eye on it. It means I'm interested in it and I'm considering buying it. I've got my eyes on something. Maybe I have my eye, maybe similarly to eyes for, maybe you like somebody, maybe you fancy someone. So Fred, I could say, I've got my eyes on Fred. It means I'm interested in, I'm keeping an eye on him, I'm watching him because I really, really like him. So to be watching with interest, wanting something. Public eye I've already talked about. You might talk about going into an agreement with your eyes wide open or your eyes closed. This means you are aware or unaware of what you're doing. So you could say, she bought that house with her eyes closed. It means she wasn't really aware of everything she was doing when she did it. Or I'm going into this agreement with my eyes wide open. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm aware of everything with my eyes wide open. Sophie, you've said Eyes Wide Shut, which is the title of a film. But in real life, Eyes Wide Shut doesn't make sense because your eyes aren't wide when they're shut. So eyes wide closed, eyes wide shut, I've never heard it said by a native in English. So I think it's just the title of a film. It's a play on words. So your eyes wide open or eyes shut, eyes closed. Okay. Lovely. So now that we've talked about everything to do with I that I've written down, let's have a look at some of your comments. So let's have a look at Facebook. If I don't mention your comment, it's not anything personal. It's just like on Facebook, for example, we've had 348 comments. I can't possibly read them all right now. And on YouTube, I'm sure I've had many comments as well. I only see about 3 comments at a time and then they disappear. So let's have a look. When someone asks you to do something. If someone's asking, is Beauty in the Eye of the Beholder Shakespeare? I wouldn't be surprised if it comes from Shakespeare, but I'm not 100% sure of the origin of that phrase. So lots of people saying very nice things. Thank you very much. Apologies if there is anyone in here who's also sending nasty comments. I can't see them. Robert's asked what timid means. Timid means to be shy. To be shy. Oh, can you hear my computer? The fans are going really fast because it's very, very hot. Okay, lots of different questions. I'm not going to go off topic, so if you have any questions that don't relate to today's topic, then simply send me the message on Facebook and I will try to answer you. Bear in mind, I do get lots of messages every day, so it's not always possible for me to respond. Failing that, go to Google, Google your questions, and I'm sure there will come a response from Google very quickly and easily. Okay, lots of lovely comments. Thank you guys. Thank you for all your appreciation. I'm glad that this is helpful for you. All right, let's carry on. Okay, let's carry on. So, other than our eyes, what else have I written down to look at? Oh, so we have our nose. And the holes in your nose are your nostrils. So this is my nose, these are my nostrils. So if something goes up your nose, you could say it went up my right nostril. Or if you do this with your nose, where you open your nostrils, you're flaring your nostrils. You're flaring your nostrils. To flare. Okay, let me just... To flare your nostrils. If somebody calls you nosy, which is something that we use a lot, then that means that you ask lots of questions. You want to know stuff. So you could say that a lot of children are quite nosy. Like, what's that? What's happening? Who are you? Where are you going? If you're quite inquisitive, curious, and you ask lots of questions, you're nosy. And in return, somebody might say, keep your nose out. Keep your nose out. Keep your nose out. Stop asking questions. Stop being nosy. Keep your nose out. Okay? You could say, if someone's irritating you, if someone's getting on your nerves, you could say that they are getting up your nose. Because if something goes up your nose, it irritates you. It's like, oh, it's irritating. So you could say, oh, that child is getting right up my nose. Or that music is getting right up my nose. If something is irritating you, it's getting up your nose. If something is on the nose, you could say someone is on the nose, they hit it on the nose. I hit it on the nose. You've got it on the nose. It means exactly. You have it exactly right. So I've added everything up and it works out to be 1,506. Is that right? And you say, yep, that's it on the nose. That's it exactly. That's it on the nose. On the nose. Someone says, you are long nose. No, you can't say that you are long nose because I'm not a nose. You could say you have a long nose. You have a long nose. You have a crooked nose. You have a short nose. You have a broken nose. You have, but you're not a nose. You are nosy, but you can't say that someone is a nose. Shin, yes, like you've nailed it, you've done it, you've got it on the nose. That's right. How do you say the name Jeff? Jeff, Jeff. Okay, so something on the nose. If you put something, if something is under your nose, it was right under my nose. It means it was in plain view. It was obviously there. So if I have my keys, we're always looking for our keys, right? When we leave the house, you need your keys, your house key, maybe your car key. Your keys might be on the table. And I might be looking around the kitchen and I've looked at the keys, but I haven't really seen the keys. For some reason, I don't register that my keys are there. And then someone finally says, here they are. They were right under your nose. They were plainly in view. They were obvious. They were right under your nose. They were right under your nose. Right under your nose. So to be in plain view. Melly says, what do you mean about you are nosy? If you're nosy, you're inquisitive. You're asking lots of questions. That's what nosy means, to ask lots of questions. Is enamored the same as to be in love? Yes, if you're enamored with something, you love something. You feel amorous towards it. Okay. So, under my nose, if I look down, oh, sorry, If I look down my nose at something or someone, it means I look at it with disapproval. So to look down your nose is to look at something with disapproval. So you go, it's like you're putting your head up and going, ooh, I don't like that. Or, ooh, I don't like him. So I'm looking down my nose. Yeah, and it's usually used with look. She looked down her nose at him. She looked down her nose at the food that was put in front of her. What about calling someone a big-nosed person? You could say that someone's big-nosed. It's not very pleasant, but you can. My keys were under my nose, that's right. Is Anna deleting messages or people who write bad things? Yes, I'm trying my best to block all the unpleasantries that keep appearing and all the people who are being rude. Obviously, it's very hard to see all of them and to catch all of them and keep broadcasting. So apologies if you're having to deal with these awful, awful people. I don't know where they come from, but they should go back to the rock from which they came out. Crawl back under it and stay there forever until they learn to be more respectful. So let's finish with mouth, because we've talked about our head, we've talked about our face, our eyes, our nose, and now we have our mouth. So obviously your mouth consists of your lips, your teeth, and make sure you're pronouncing that correctly, teeth. One of your teeth is a tooth. And we also have your tongue. So mouth, teeth, lips, and tongue. So the mouth can also be used to talk about rivers or the opening of things. So the opening, so you can talk about the mouth of the river is the opening of the river, because it's an opening. Oh goodness. Where did all these trolls come from? Can I tell my students to zip their mouths up? Yes. You can just say zip it. That means close your mouth. Zip it. Or you can say shut your mouth, which is a little rude. Yeah, it's just a bit abrupt and rude. So I wouldn't use that at work. Don't ever say to someone at work, shut your mouth. It's very informal and rude. The same with shut up. Some teachers I have heard saying shut up, but again, it's quite abrupt. I tried not to tell my students to shut up. When I was teaching children, I would say, be quiet. Be quiet, close your mouths, or zip it. But shut up is a bit abrupt. It's a bit harsh. Oh, Hakeem, good one. Hakeem has said foul-mouthed. If someone is foul-mouthed, it means they use bad words. Just like some of the people I've had to block here today during this class, they were foul-mouthed, and for being foul-mouthed, they were instantly blocked from the channel. So they have no more access to these lessons because they were foul-mouthed. And you must add an ED on the end, foul-mouthed. Or you can say to someone, don't foul-mouth me. So don't say bad words to me, don't foul-mouth me. Good. Good, okay. If someone, as one of you just said here, if someone has a big mouth, oh, you have a big mouth, it means that they are telling lots of information, and usually it's because they've told a secret or they've told information that they shouldn't have told. So if I tell you a secret that's between me and you, and then you go and tell all your friends, and I find out, I say, oh, you've got a big mouth. So your mouth has opened up and spilled all this information. You have a big mouth. You talk too much. Good. Someone might say, I have lots of mouths to feed. I have lots of mouths to feed. It means I have lots of people who rely on me to feed them, usually children. So in my house, I have only one mouth to feed, myself. I live with my housemates, but they're responsible for feeding themselves. I am responsible for feeding me because I have no children. So I have one mouth to feed, mine. Someone, if they have 3 children, would have 3 mouths to feed, or if they have a partner and 3 children, they have 4 or 5 mouths to feed, depending if they're counting themselves. So mouths to feed. Someone might also mouth the words. It means that they make the shape of the words with their mouth. So I might go, how are you? Okay. So I'm not speaking loud, maybe because we're somewhere where you're not allowed to make noise, like a library or a place of worship, and it's quiet time. But I want to communicate with you, so I'll go, come here. Are you okay? Good. Speak to you later. Bye. That's me mouthing the words. Mouthing the words. As we talked about before, if you want someone to stop talking, you could also say, watch your mouth. So be careful what you say. Watch your mouth. It's a warning. Watch your mouth. Be careful. You're about to say something you'll regret, or I don't want you to talk anymore. Watch your mouth. You might also, it's slightly different, but you might say, hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. It's like literally going, but what they're saying is stop talking. Bob said, can you say shut your gob? No, shut your gob is really rude. It's not as bad as swearing, but it's rude. Shut your gob. And it's quite childish as well. So hold your tongue, watch your mouth. You might say watch your mouth to anybody if they're about to say something bad, or if they're about to say something you don't want them to say. You're warning them. Watch your mouth. Again, I wouldn't use this at work. It's quite informal, so be careful. I wouldn't use it at work. Have we talked about mouthing off? Oh no, I'm about to talk about that now. So one of you's asked about mouthing off. If you mouth off, it means you start you start having a rant. So if I come in and start going, you haven't done the washing up. I hate it when you don't do the washing up. Angry, angry, angry. Talk, talk, talk. What I'm doing is mouthing off. I'm ranting. I'm talking angrily without stopping, yet almost like nagging. So mouthing off. So you might say, my daughter came in last night and was mouthing off about the dinner. She was mouthing off because her dinner wasn't ready. My boyfriend was mouthing off to his friend about the football. It means they were talking aggressively, ranting, potentially nagging. To nag is to give someone a hard time about something. So I might nag my mum if I want her to look after herself. I might be like, make sure you're taking your vitamins. Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating properly? That's me nagging, to be giving someone a hard time, to go on at somebody about something. Okay? Oh, if something is a mouthful, I gave him a mouthful. You could say that. I gave him a mouthful. It means I mouthed off. I spoke to him quite a lot. I gave him a mouthful. I ranted at him. You could also say that a phrase is a mouthful. So if you were to do the tongue twister, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Some people find that hard to say. So they'd say, that's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. A mouthful of words is hard to say. Okay. If somebody does mouth off quite a lot, if someone talks a lot and rants a lot, you could say that they are mouthy. They are mouthy. So you could say that boy's really mouthy. He's always mouthing off. I don't understand it. And sometimes he's foul-mouthed as well. So lots of words we're learning. Okay, the last one, we're coming to the end of the lesson. The last one that I'm going to talk to you about is to be down in the mouth. To be down in the mouth. If you are down in the mouth, it means you're sad. So you seem down in the mouth today. Why is that? And I guess it comes from when you're sad, you literally turn the corners of your mouth down. You're down in the mouth. You're down in the mouth. Someone's asking, would I like a cup of coffee and a piece of cake? I would love a cup of coffee and a piece of cake. So there we have it. Lots of new words, hopefully. Some new phrasal verbs or idioms, phrases that you might have learnt from that. If you have found this helpful, then please, if you've learnt anything new today, then please, if you're on Facebook, show me the love. And if you're on YouTube, then give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful to you. And you can do that just by clicking that like button and showing me the love. Let's tell Facebook. And what happens is then YouTube help me to promote the channel. Because obviously what I do for you guys is free. I do it out of the goodness of my heart because I want to help you. I don't make any money doing it. But this is my full-time job, so I'm very poor. But you can help me just by clicking that like button and by showing me the love. I mean, YouTube will help me more. And then hopefully in the future, I'll be able to make a little bit of money so that I can buy some nice coffee and buy some cake. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So a lot of you are now pressing that like button. That means so much to me. Thank you. Obviously, what I do is just for you, and if you don't find it helpful, then there's no point in me doing it. So it's good for me to know that you are getting something out of what I'm giving you. If you are on my YouTube channel and you want to make sure you are present at the next live session, then all you have to do is make sure you've subscribed and then click the bell notification button next to subscribe. There's a little bell. If you click that, it means you'll get an email every time I go live, so you don't ever miss a live session. Also, as I mentioned earlier, guys, I have a very exciting business English playlist coming up, starting on the 1st of April. I don't want you to miss out on it. It's going to be really exciting, and I think you're going to find it very helpful. It's very easy lessons, but helpful lessons if you work in English, if you need English for work. So do make sure you've joined YouTube. The links, Facebook, are in the description of this video over there. So come and join us and click the bell notification button so that you don't miss out on any new uploads. I do read all of your comments. I can't always respond. I'm trying my best to respond, but I get lots of messages. You have to understand, I get lots of messages every day, and it's becoming quite difficult to manage. But I do appreciate all of the comments that you write. And if you have any suggestions for things that you think you'll find helpful, whether it's learning English through song, if it's the dramatic videos that I do, then write your suggestions down and I will consider every suggestion. I always consider everything that you write. That's it, really. I'm also on Instagram. If you're not yet following me on Instagram, I'm producing a video every day on Instagram to help you with your pronunciation. Just very short videos that you can use every day just to practice your speaking. So if you want to improve your English speaking, come and join me on Instagram. The links are in the description to this video, so check out my Instagram page, join me there, and let me help you with your... Oh, the trolls never stop. Let me help you with your English. That's what I'm here for. All right, so come and join me on Instagram and let me help you. Other than that, I hope you found it all helpful. I hope you have a wonderful day. The next live session will be on Friday, around 6 o'clock, but I'll put out an announcement. I'll put out an announcement on Facebook and on Instagram. So I'll see you on Friday. And we'll be doing a writing class. So Friday is always a writing class to help you with your writing. I'll give you feedback on your writing. Okay, lovely. Thank you, guys. Love you all lots. Take care. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube first. Bye-bye, YouTube. Bye.